Hey guys, it's me, and we're doing Baby Dolls Happy Hour live from Atlanta today. We were not available on Wednesday because we were picking up people from the airport, and we're out here for Kim's retreat. And we are so excited to be going live on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Go back over here. And I'm so excited to have Michelle from Wyoming and sweet Bella, that you guys already know from Colorado, and my sweet daughter Olivia. And we are in our hotel room at the Trilith in Atlanta. That's not really where we are. We're actually in the city. So let me scoot back. Okay. So we want to tell you about Kim's amazing dream conference here in Atlanta. I don't know if any of you have been following Real Talk Kim for any length of time, but we have. You said since COVID, 7 years, and I have since 2019. What about you, Bella?
And you'll want to pass that if you're having
Yes.
us speak.
Yes.
I have been following her only for about a year and a half.
And Olivia's been following her through me.
Yes, pretty much.
So I just want to tell you about how amazing, the thing that's been on my mind is finding someone who's going somewhere, finding someone who has what you're looking for, finding someone who has in their life what you want in your life. So I'm just going to kind of pass this around and let everybody share what they've been getting out of this weekend. Olivia, this is your first time to be here. What did you think so far?
I thought it was amazing. Yesterday was my first day. I flew in on Wednesday. But me personally, I thought it was really cool to be in a room with women who are actually like super successful in what they're doing, but are also very God driven and have that, as a foundation for their business as well. And to be able to see them and, well, I'm telling everybody we're at happy hour. So everybody, yeah. So it's just been really cool to be in a room with like that many women who are successful and have that foundation, and to just have the motivation and know that it's possible for someone like me who's like maybe starting a business at this age, I don't know.
And I want to say thank you to Olivia for helping me set up the happy hour, and thanks for being on. And thank you, Olivia, for helping me to sell t-shirts and sweatshirts and all that stuff here too. So Bella has birthed a whole new thing here, and I'm going to let her tell y'all about that.
Yeah, I do like to birth things since I can't birth babies. I birth businesses all the time, and since I started the mastermind, I started the I Can Work Spa, which I'm doing everything under. But out of this weekend came unwed, unapologetic, and unstoppable, because I'm an unmarried woman. I'm an unmarried Christian woman, and there can feel like a lot of judgment around, not being a married woman. I'm the only one here not married. And there could be like it can come with like this, like kind of what's wrong with me, and this fear of like, people like what's wrong with her. And I find so much power in being able to be an unmarried, successful woman. I love men. I love being in relationship. I love the relationship I'm in. And like a love is enough for me at this point in my life. I don't need a ring on my finger. And so for the month of love, I created unwed, unapologetic, and unstoppable, which I bought the domain today. That'll be under www Making Business Holy, because I have a knack for I love sales and making companies reign in sales. Like that is my niche. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I like to make it rain. So we're going to be unstoppable in love and money in February.
You are a gift. And I remember when I very first met you, you are so spunky and so fun. And I love your boldness and I love your courage to just get out and just do. And you don't hesitate on topics that are kind of not normal to talk about. I think that's why we all follow Real Talk Kim, is because she's real talk. And I love talking about real issues. Like if it was just me and a handful of women, just my closest girlfriends at coffee, like what would we talk about there? And I love that about you because I noticed you did that in June. We were here in Atlanta. We were all in one house and something kind of happened with you and another lady and you just talked about it right away, and she just jumped on a podcast and said this happens and sometimes you're feeling this or saying this and somebody can say this. I just love that about you.
Remember what she said? I totally forgot what she. I totally forgot. We'll have to ask her. Yeah, she said something and I took great offense to it. And then we and then we hopped on with Connie. So and I love her now. And we hopped on a Facebook Live and like talked about it right then. But I can't even into this moment. And that's what's the funny thing about like getting offense, right? It's like we can't even remember what we had offense about. I'm like, I can't even tell you right now what she said that triggered me. Yeah.
Michelle. So Michelle is a mastermind with Kim, and Bella is in masterminds with Kim, and of course Olivia's with me. But this is Michelle's first time to be in mastermind. You started in right. She's brand new, so I'm going to let her tell you what this has been like for her to be brand new masterminds for Real Talk Kim.
Oh, okay. So masterminds for me, this is I believe in Jesus and but for me, I'm around all these very powerful, strong Christian faith-filled women. And so for me, this is actually my first live, by the way. I'm not well, my second, because I did I did one with Kim, but it was like, oh my gosh. So this for me, I grew up in a small town in Wyoming, and I think we had like 2 computers like my senior year. So like I don't know like all this live stuff and things. So I've got a lot of room for improvement. But for me, it's been kind of eye-opening, and there's been like a change going on for me. And I don't really know what that looks like right now, but there's a whole lot to Michelle. So I am just really excited to be in the presence of these women and learn from them and everything I do. I have a construction business and a cleaning company. And so, I have my own business. So I know what it's like to own your own business, but I'm really excited to see what happens in 2025 because I have 2 children and they're adults and they're thriving. They're assets, I call them, and not liabilities. So I did a good job. So I guess just finding my new place in this really place I'm at. I mean, yeah, my baby's 23, but I think as moms and wives and single at one point, because I was single and divorced for many moons. So I understand what Bella's saying. So I just think I've learned a lot from these ladies, and just like you say, offense. I find myself like, because I'm a Christian, but I find myself even like them, like, praying out loud for me was something very uncomfortable for me. And I pray in silence, so it's interesting how it's like, oh, I thought that was offenseful, or worrying about if I offend someone, all to learn something about myself. So this week has really taught me to listen to my inner self. And I know, and having the knowing of who I am and what I am, that didn't come from me. I mean, that came from somewhere else. And I'm figuring out that it's the Holy Spirit. So I don't know what else to say. I guess I'll give the microphone back.
You did great. You did great. I've been to a lot of women's events, and I was going to say for so many years in my life, I avoided women. And I think that's a common theme that you find with the women around Real Talk Kim, because women can be, I mean, myself included, a lot of work or a piece of work. And we can be offended easily, and we can be catty, and we can get defensive or become aggressive when we have offense, or don't we're not sure what somebody meant by what they were saying to us or something like that. And so it's tricky to get women all in one place. And I think, we all have a heart for women, but how to bring women all together in one place and have it be lovely and beautiful and warm and inviting and safe, for it to feel safe where you can talk about anything. I just had this beautiful vision when I was watching everybody talking at the beginning of masterminds on the first day when we were kind of in a U shape, of like we had transported 20 years down the road, and everybody was talking not about the future but about what we had done. It was just like a very quick, like in an instant, how it's going to be 20 years from now for us to all come back and share what happened out of that very room. So I am just super hopeful for 2025. I'm so excited to have Olivia with me. And did anybody have anything else to say? Because I'm just so glad you agreed to be on my Baby Dolls happy hour, and that you would share anything, about. Okay, let's go.
Well, I want to acknowledge you for, doing this, because, you care so much about the people out there. You're like, oh my God, I missed Wednesday. I was picking Olivia up at the airport, and like completely, and you've been thinking about this, ever since. And so, you taking this time today to, rearrange things, to have us all here, to deliver to, those people out there. And I could just feel how important it was for you to want to give to them, and like, hey, I do this every week. I missed it this week. They're not expecting me today, but I'm going to do it anyway. That commitment to first yourself, right? Because anything we do in life is about that commitment. So like that commitment that you wanted to keep for yourself, and all those people here that are tuning in. And so, just want to say, honor you for that. And then anyone who's not here at RTK but is tuning, where can they get their Baby Doll sweatshirt?
Yes, they're gonna be online very soon. I have a new song coming out. Oh, I get so excited. I have a new song coming out, and look, it's my turn. So this is, tell me if it's showing. Does it work?
Yeah.
So this is the name of my song. It's my turn. And we have our sweatshirts here for the very first time. So if you're coming to the Dream Conference, be sure to go to the tent where the vendors are. And we have black. So they all say Baby Doll on the front, and it's my turn on the back, which is the new song. And we have cream, and show the cute little pockets. So cute. So we have the hoodie, and that's black, and then we have the cream with the pockets, and then she has the hot pink one. Yeah, and it's super cute too. I think I've sold the most of the pink so far. So if you are at the Dream Conference, please come by the vendors, come by and say hi at our table, and come get your Baby Doll sweatshirt. Be listening for the new song that's coming out in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited. I love it. It's a little bit 70s, it's a little bit disco, and it's a little bit gospel, and it's very upbeat. And it's my turn, because that means it's your turn to get healed and get whole and get sober and get free. And that's why, the reason why we do that is so that we can live in the fullness of what God has created us to be, in your full purpose, because that is the most freedom that you'll ever feel, the most joy, the most happiness, right? Yes. So do that. And then the rest, hopefully, we'll sell them all out, but they will be coming online very shortly, because my app is out. Everything's happening all this week, all at once. So thanks for thanks for being. You want to say one more thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to say that this lady right here and this lady, but we were shopping last night, and she takes a call, and the whole, like, Olivia and I are just like walking around the store, and she's outside talking to one of her clients, and she is so like what you see is like, she is more than this outside beautiful. Like, she has this heart that is just giving to other people and not asking for anything in return. And I admire that because you're walking in your purpose. And it's really cool to see because you just left and it was like, I got to take this call. And you just dropped your whole world to take that important call.
It must have been important that
So-
she dropped shopping.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yes. And I love you. You're like a sweetheart. Like, you feel like my daughter. Like, I kind of wish my daughter-in-laws were here with me. Yeah, I'm like, okay. So, and one other thing too is Limitless. When I walked in yesterday, to the VIP conference, it was life-changing because I've never been in a room, and Kim is an amazing person. So when you see her on film, on lives, you're getting exactly what she is. Like, on lives, she's exactly the same person in person. And her heart is so pure. And I told my husband this morning on the phone, I said, man, if we had a church like this in Wyoming, and someone so just pure, oh my gosh, it was moving to me. And it was very powerful. And so, just if you're in the Atlanta, Fayetteville, Georgia, you have to go to Limitless. You have to get in that door because it's life changing. So that's all I wanted to say.
Oh yeah. So we had Kaylee come in and join us. Actually, let her have your share. So this is Kaylee. Oh shoot.
Is that your
This is comical, but here.
Hello, good morning. Where are we streaming? We have a YouTube fam, a Facebook fam, a TikTok fam, all of them.
How do you see that?
How all of them? Where? These anointed blue eyeballs of mine. Oh my gosh. So
This is Kaylee, and she is from a farm in Ohio, and she has multiple businesses, and she's a complete boss and a total rock star. So we were talking about just kind of being here, your first experience with masterminds and Kim, and just see whatever you want to share.
oh gosh, it's great to be around, and it's actually a must. Like, you must be around. The saying doesn't come from nowhere. You are who you hang out with, and your income is a reflection of your 5 or 6 closest friends. And getting in rooms with people that have what you want to have. I was always taught to study with people that are smarter than me. And what's that take? That takes admitting that you're not the smartest, and it takes humbling yourself, and then just asking, the boldness to ask, hey, can we meet up at the library? And so, like, how does that transpire into being an adult? It's being in a mastermind group with people that look like where you want to go, and just asking them the questions. How did you get there? What do you struggle with? How do you get over your struggles? What do you eat, drink, sleep like? All of those just habits. There's a girl that's in our mastermind group, Fit Like Chris. Did you guys talk about her already? And she talks about how fit is a mindset. And I'm 100% down with that. It's not just about getting to the gym, although biblically speaking, and I'm going to come at it from a Christ standpoint, is these aren't just our bodies. These are a temple of the living God. So what are we doing with those temples? Like, if we're going to have someone knock on the door and hurry up and clean up a bookshelf, or, the mantelpiece or the kitchen table's a wreck, you're going to like sweep all that into that third junk drawer you just designed. But what are we doing with our bodies, with the temple of the living God?
I'm putting Diet Dr. Pepper in there.
But what do we say? What do we say that it's not, though?
Dr. Pepper.
What is it not though?
But it's not vodka.
Amen. So it's a process. Yeah. So, oh gosh, it's crucial. I think it's just crucial to your growth. And we were never called to do life on our own. And that ideology of the self-made, I think our culture glorifies it. And then we put these, for me, like elite athletes on these pedestals that look at all they've done by themselves. But did they really? I mean, it started with their mama pushing them out, but did they really? And it's just, and why do you need all the credit? I had to ask myself that. Why did I need all the credit? And I sat back, I'm like, oh snap. Why do I need to be seen so much rather than seeing other people and celebrate them more than celebrating myself? I was like, okay. So catching my own thoughts captive is where it really started.
Yeah.
And being here with women like this that aren't talking about you when you're not in the room, but rather talking you up. I mean, that's everything.
Huge. Yes. Thank you for saying that, because that's what I was trying to say earlier is, to create the right environment for women to all be together is tricky. And then to have them traveling states away to come to be around each other, because the first time I walked into Limitless Church, I felt like I had been there before, that I knew everybody already, and I couldn't wait. I mean, I was just like this with my feet, trying to get, Olivia here, and just watching her experience that and be able to say, this is how we need to be with women. Like the Titus 2 scripture talks about, like we have a responsibility and a duty to teach and train up the younger generations and share the blessings that we've received with being in these rooms with other women that are that way. We have a duty to pass this along to the next generation. And Olivia, you're so sweet and adorable. You just love people. She just loves people, and she's already like that. But to experience a whole room like that is just, it's priceless. So I recommend that you get in the rooms in June.
And are you starting a business as of being a result of being here? So what can people find you for? Because I know we're gonna do something together. I know I just hired you unofficially since you've been here, but haven't you started something new since you've been here?
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely been a process for me. I went to school for interior design, so that's like my main niche. But I'm a very creative person, and I have found another love for like graphic design. And fast forward to when I got married, not last year, but the year before, 2023, in April, I did all of my signage on my own because I just had this specific vision of how I wanted everything to look. I did all of my invitations, all of my detail cards, some like graphics for events that were happening during the wedding weekend. I did posters, the entire table seating chart, and the place cards and all of those things. So that was when I really got into all of that graphic design. Yes, my invitation was a watercolor digital creation artwork of the venue that we were getting married at, which was the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, if anyone's familiar with that. If not, definitely look it up so you can check it out. But that was kind of like the kickstart. But the year I was planning my wedding was very, very hard and very crazy because I was working full time in interior design at an architecture firm, and I was constantly working overtime. But I had also got back into one of my other talents, which was dance. And so I was working a lot. So I really didn't make the time to have my business really take off. But it was always like in my head of like, wow, I'm actually good at this and I really enjoy it. But I just kind of put it aside. But this, fast forward to this weekend, I had really felt like God tugging on me to be like, what about this? Like, why have you forgotten about this? Because this past April of last year, I quit my job so that I could really focus on dance and be able to make that dream come true. And it definitely worked. Like, I made a team, the team I really wanted to make, and it's just been amazing. It's the USA Cheerleaders. And that's just been so much fun to like fulfill that. And so I'm just keeping going with dance, and it's about to be tryout season again. So yeah, this weekend has really opened my eyes to the possibilities and the awareness of like it's possible to start a business and you just can't hold yourself back. And I feel like I have been. And it was really inspiring to like honestly be called out and be like, you need to do this. Like, this is your purpose and your duty. Like you were saying, like, you don't have these talents and these skills and these desires to make something for nothing. Like, you need to step in that. I think it's time. I think it's maybe been time, but now it's really time. Like, go and do it. So, as far as my services and my business, it's kind of still in the works. But it will probably be somewhere along the lines of an Etsy shop, which I did actually open my Etsy shop last summer, but I didn't. It's called Live by Designs Texas, but there's literally nothing for sale. So yeah, I have all of the creations. I just didn't. I just opened the shop because I wanted the name to not be taken. So I've
piece of land. We just gotta bring in the lumber.
Yeah.
And the mortar.
Yes. So my plans after this weekend is to, really go full force on that and really take the time to build the business. So what happened last night? Oh, the logos, yes. Yeah, so last night I had announced over, I guess, Real Talks, Kim's thing, the masterminds, sorry, words.
All of us.
Yeah, I told somebody needed a logo, and then Bella came up to me after and was like, hey, I need a logo like today. Like, can you do it right now?
I literally had just emailed the guy who did my last one.
And I was like, sure, I would love to work on it. And then we all went to dinner, and Fit Like Chris was like, I was kind of telling her my story too and how I like interior design. And she was like, well, maybe I could have you do a room for me. And I was like, what's happening? Like, all these things are coming at me. And then I had another friend text me after dinner. We came back up to the room and me and my mom were hanging out. And my friend who's in dance texted me that she was at her gym and this girl was an interior designer and she was talking with her and she's looking for a part-time interior designer to possibly hire. So just like that's 3 opportunities that came to me in one day within in less than 24 hours.
I was gonna say
Less than 3 hours.
That's because that's how fast God moves, right?
Yes, that's just a testimony, and I say that all the time because there was a video that I saw where it doesn't show really an actual person. It's kind of a drawing, but a hand reaching up to grab the next rung on the ladder, and it just keeps reaching. And that's how it is when we go walking full force in our purpose, because as women we want to have all the details, all the nitty gritty, everything laid out in front of us, and that's not how it works with Jesus and God. When you know that you know that you know and you just go, then God will start to put everything in front of you, and every time you reach there'll be something to grab onto. So that is a really great place to stop because we got to get ready for tonight. And I just want to say that we love you. And if you haven't started yet, you need to start now. So we have Live by Design and To Be Determined and Unstoppable, Unplugged. What is it?
Unapologetic, unstoppable, but they can go to makingbusinessholy.com.
Makingbusinessholy.com.
And right now, my best way to get in touch with me is my Instagram, @bebold_Kaylee. It's KAYLEIGH. And I'll see you there.
Yes, we love you. Thanks for being part of Baby Dolls Happy Hour today. Have a fabulous weekend. We're praying for you, and you need to get to this in June. Come join us. We love you. Bye.
That's me. Yay.
I almost gotta accept mine. How many people get on and then I don't know, like,